A local organization hosted a sale that brought out many West Tennesseans. A new business opened up in the Hub City. A local nonprofit organization is giving back to the community in a special way. And some showers are in the forecast. Meteorologist Corrales Ortiz lets us know how much and how long they will last.
Now, from West Tennessee's News Channel, this is 7 Eyewitness News at 10.
We begin tonight at 10 with a local organization that rescues horses is giving the community an opportunity to come out and buy donated items. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Fernandez. WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News reporter Nikita Dennis is live in the studio, and she's here to tell us all about the sale. Nikita.
Stephanie, the community didn't let COVID-19 stop them from coming out to the sale. The state sale hosted by the Redemption Road Rescue was a sale to remember.
Every year it's very, very important, but this year especially important because with the COVID-19 we've been unable to have many of our other fundraisers that have people in smaller areas. So this is going to be one of the biggest fundraisers that we have.
Redemption Road Rescue held its third estate sale, fundraising for horses who have been rescued from dangerous environments. All of the items were donated by people in the community, and to make the sale comfortable for everyone, they sold everything from household items, clothing, and even furniture.
I hope that they know exactly where their money is going, that it's going to help the horses, and I hope they find that amazing find thing that they're looking for, you know, the big find that you find at these sales. And take it home and find out that it's worth lots and lots more money than they paid for it.
Volunteers were also a great help at the sale, and Cully Armour says his love for animals is why he decided to help with the sale, especially during the coronavirus pandemic.
A lot less time to take care of, donations and stuff like that. So now, doing this sale kind of brings in, a lot more money for people.
Even though all the proceeds go to helping the horses, the rescue wants to make sure the customers' purchases are special. For people who didn't get a chance to come out, the sale ends October 4th, and there will still be more items to purchase. For more information on the estate sale, you may go to the Scene on 7 section of our website. Live in the studio, Nikita Dennis, WBBJ 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Nikita. Now let's head over to meteorologist Corrales Ortiz for the weather.
Yeah, Stephanie, I know we were stuck inside all day. Nonetheless, it was a beautiful day outside. Well, I wanted to look a little bit into some weather history. I wanted to compare where we were last year and compared to today, and it was a huge difference. We had a little bit of a mini heat wave starting off the month of October last year. Highs temperatures this time last year were 96 degrees with morning lows in the upper to mid 60s compared to today. We barely saw temperatures in the 70s and had a morning low around 37 degrees. So it's a huge difference, at least more than 25 degrees in terms of a difference in high temperatures. Right now we're actually sitting in the mid 50s, mostly cloudy, so we are seeing cloud cover increase, calm winds, and it's been a fairly just dry day in general. But we do have a little bit of rain in the forecast. As you can see in our Storm Tracker 7 Max radar, already starting to see a few isolated showers pop up. A lot of that is going to look just like that, very isolated, not even widespread or really much at all to talk about, and not lasting very long. So this first look is brought to you by Helping Hands of Tennessee. We are going to be seeing a few spotted showers early Sunday, but that's going to be clearing out later in the afternoon and evening, followed by a long stretch of some dry weather ahead. So more details on the latest forecast, that's coming up in minutes. Stephanie?
We have updated numbers for COVID-19 from the Tennessee Department of Health. In West Tennessee, Madison County has 11 new cases of COVID-19 with a total of 64 deaths. Gibson County has 48 new cases, 23 total deaths. Carroll County has 10 new cases, 20 total deaths. Chester County has 11 new cases, 10 total deaths. Crockett County has 4 new cases, 19 total deaths. Hardin County has 17 new cases, 16 total deaths. And Henderson County has 8 new cases, 24 total deaths. For a full list of cases by county, look for the story on our website under the COVID-19 tab. And on the state level, according to the Tennessee Department of Health, More than 42,000 additional people have tested for COVID-19 since yesterday, and 728 people are currently hospitalized since yesterday. New at 10, a new business has opened up in the Hub City. A grand opening was held for a photography business called Lasting Impressions, located on Old Hickory Boulevard. Business owner Renee Anderson says she has been a photographer for 3 years, and today was the special opening for her studio. She takes all types of photos, making people feel their best. And she says even though she is opening up her studio, she expects a greater outcome for her business in the future.
I would love to just have a big studio of my own that I own, and that I could allow other new upcoming photographers to come in and take pictures, to learn, to be able to express what they know about photography, and just, be a blessing to others.
Anderson was surrounded by family and friends at the event and says she hopes to inspire people with her photography. A group of nonprofit organizations want to give back to the Jackson community. Men on the Move, along with Benton Future Leaders, hosted a food drive today. This is the second time this year for the food drive, and organizers say they plan to have more of these food drives in the near future. One in November 11th and the other sometime in December. Organizers say you will need to register online or register when you arrive in person, and make sure you bring an ID. City Councilman for District 2, Johnny Dodd, says what prompted them to want to do this was knowing people are struggling during these times and simply just wanted to give back to the community.
All over our city, we have a lot of people that are doing food drives. I think it's much needed right now to just kind of give people ahead and give people opportunity. And it's always good to serve and give back.
For more information on the drive, you can visit our website and click on the Scene on 7 section. Residents in the Hub City visited a pop-up pottery event in downtown Jackson. The event features art from 5 local artists. The event is hosted by East Mitchell Clay in Humboldt, selling everything from pots to bags, statues, all handmade. If you would like to attend any future events, you can head on over to our website and click Scene on 7. And organizers with a local clinic are hard at work looking to raise money to expand their services across West Tennessee. Birth Choice held its annual Walk for Life Saturday morning at West Jackson Baptist Church. Organizers say it gives the community an opportunity to help raise funds for their clinic. This walk raised $51,000, and Director of Development Tiffany Dawson says that's more than last year, and she was expected to see a large crowd of people at the event.
Women who are, especially during this time when times are uncertain, they sometimes feel backed into a corner and they think abortion is their only option. But we're here to provide other life-affirming options and alternatives to empower them. They can choose life. They can make, different choices.
Dawson says events like these are huge for the clinic, and it's where the majority of their funding comes from to be able to keep the clinic up and running. For more information on how you can donate, you can visit our website and click Scene on 7. At least 3 GOP senators have tested positive for COVID-19, potentially jeopardizing a confirmation hearing for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. That news and more coming up. Across the country, at least 3 GOP senators have tested positive for coronavirus, potentially jeopardizing a confirmation hearing for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. That hearing is set to take place on October 12. Sun Lynn Serfati has more on how the GOP is pushing forward.
Republicans on the committee say it is full steam ahead. The Republican chairman, Senator Lindsey Graham, saying that he intends to have this hearing as scheduled on October 12th. He says that the 2 Republicans on that committee, Senators Lee and Senator Tillis, who are both suffering from COVID, he says that they can participate remotely, even cast their vote by proxy in the committee. But this potentially turns into a much, much larger issue for Republicans if and likely when her nomination moves from the committee to the floor of the U.S. Senate. And that is when senators have to actually show up to cast their vote for her nomination. And if these senators are still suffering from the effects of COVID, that becomes an issue. Republicans have no margin for error, and they need their votes to get her nomination through. Now, Democrats are calling for the hearings to be delayed. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says it's irresponsible and dangerous for Republicans to move forward with her nomination. All of this, though, of course, underscoring and again shining such a bright spotlight on the fact that Capitol Hill does not have protocols in place to deal with a COVID outbreak. There is no testing program in place. There is no contact tracing, no temperature checks upon entering the building. This is something that many members have been angry about in the months in the past, and certainly that anxiety is only heightened in the wake of these new diagnoses.
Senator Tom Tillis has coronavirus. The Republican from North Carolina says his test on Friday came back positive. Tillis says he has no symptoms and feels well. He will be self-isolating for 10 days. Tillis is on the Judiciary Committee and had attended President Trump's announcement nominating Amy Coney Barrett last Saturday. He says he had returned a negative COVID test that day. Fellow Republican Senator and Judiciary Committee member Mike Lee also announced on Friday that he tested positive for coronavirus. President Donald Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame was damaged Friday morning, just hours after he tweeted about having the coronavirus. Police had to place a tent and box around the damaged star. And this isn't the first time the president's star has been vandalized. Someone damaged it in 2016 and 2018. The president received his honorary plaque in 2007 for his reality TV work. The city of Hollywood says they'll replace it for a third time.
And although some showers are in the forecast for tomorrow, we won't see a complete washout, but that's going to be followed by a long stretch of some dry weather. More details coming up.
Now, Storm Team weather with meteorologist Corrales Ortiz.
Well, if you enjoyed the weather that we had for today, fortunately, there's plenty more of that in the forecast, but we just got to get through a little bit of some rain to end off the weekend. Fortunately, not expecting to be a whole washout, but the clouds have already started to move on in after seeing blue skies throughout much of the day. Temperatures are sitting around the lower 50s. It's calm winds. It's been very dry with those dew points in the 40s. And as we can look at those temperatures now, because the cloud cover has already moved in, they probably won't be dropping a whole lot. Those clouds do act like a blanket, so it does prevent any of the heat from what we do have left over from escaping. So maybe expecting to drop a couple more degrees for tonight. Most areas are in the 50s, 57 for Ridgely, Union City, and Martin. 58 right now in Paris. Camden, Huntington right now are sitting around the upper 50s. Further to our south, a little bit cooler with 52 right now in Henderson. Bolivar, 51 degrees. Same with Lexington and Parsons. And then moving further west, also into around the mid 50s elsewhere on the map. So as you can see on our Storm Tracker 7 Max radar, we do have a low pressure system to our north, and we'll eventually see a cold front move through later tonight. That's what's going to be pushing those showers our direction. So already on our Storm Tracker 7 Max radar, a few light showers already starting to develop, especially in our northern counties. That's the best chance we'll be able to see some of those showers in the area as we go tonight. So at around midnight, maybe expect an isolated shower to kind of starting to show up, and then maybe a little bit more showers in the early morning hours as we head into our Sunday, but it's not going to be lasting very long. This cold front will already have made its way on through by tomorrow afternoon, and we could even start to see some partial clearing and even more clearing as we go into the afternoon, late afternoon and early evening hours. Already seeing the return of some sunshine by Sunday night, and they continue to stay dry for pretty much of the week ahead. As you notice on our futurecast, you won't barely even see a single cloud being detected on there. So if you enjoyed the weather that we saw for today, you'll enjoy it as we go for much of next week, because we really aren't expecting to see a whole lot of change, not until next weekend at least, but it's still uncertain. A lot of that could be influenced with what happens in the tropics, which right now, a look at what we have active or potential systems, we actually have at least a high chance of seeing this particular wave out in the central Caribbean to kind of make its way towards the north and west to maybe impact us some way by the end of next week. So that's something to keep updated on for sure. Otherwise, we have Tropical Storm Gamma, which is right now not far from the Bay of Campeche. It's still expected to stay in the southern Gulf. As right now, the impacts for us are minimal. But if you're wondering whether or not we will be impacted, that's something where our newest weather app actually will help out. It's available on any smart device, whether it's on Google Play, and can be found in the App Store as well. So something to keep in mind. It'll keep you updated whether you are on the go. So temperatures around 50 degrees for tonight. Again, increased in cloud cover, calm winds. Tomorrow will be around 70 degrees. Besides a few isolated showers, we will be clearing out by the evening. It will be breezy at times with those winds out of the northwest. So this 7-day forecast brought to you by Beal Law Firm in Lexington. And look at that, a nice dry stretch with temperatures slightly warming up as we get towards the middle of the week. How's that forecast looking to you?
I love it, Corrales. The weather is just perfect. The cool temperatures, definitely sweater weather. I'm just loving it.
I mean, if this right now, the pattern does look like it's going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit closer to more seasonable conditions by the end of next week, back into the 80s, maybe 70s. But otherwise, it's not that bad of a forecast for sure.
Yes. Thank you, Corrales. We've got some sports highlights for you. That news and more coming up. Welcome, sports fans. We've got some highlights for you. In the world of college football, Tennessee beats Missouri 35-12. Tennessee's fifth-year quarterback Jarrett Garantano accounted for 3 touchdowns to lead the Volunteers to a 35-12 victory over the Tigers Saturday. The Volunteers will be playing against the Georgia Bulldogs next weekend. Next up, SMU defeats Memphis in a close game with a final score of 30-27. The game was tied up until the fourth quarter when Chris Nagar kicked a 43-yard field goal with 9 seconds left in the game. The Tigers now have a scheduled open date before hosting UCF on October 17th. Alabama defeats Texas A&M with a final score of 52-24. Alabama quarterback Mac Jones passed for a career-high 435 yards and 4 touchdowns, allowing them to overtake Texas. Alabama is now setting their sights on Mississippi next Saturday. And we have the NBA Finals. The Los Angeles Lakers beat the Miami Heat with a final score of 124-114 Lakers. Anthony Davis and LeBron James combined for 65 points and 15 rebounds to lead the Lakers to a win in the Game 2 of the NBA Finals. This is their second win against the Heat, and they will be playing each other again tomorrow in Game 3 of the Finals. Artistic children help Peanuts celebrate 70th anniversary. We have that story and more coming up. Children around the world are helping Charlie Brown and the Peanuts gang celebrate their 70th anniversary. Friday, Peanuts Worldwide launched a new initiative in honor of the comic strip that started it all. The company donated Snoopy and Woodstock murals to 70 hospitals in 6 continents. The hospital staff and their young patients then painted the murals using an easy-to-follow template. That is sweet, Corrales.
Got some few artists up in there too. It's looking beautiful for sure.
Yes, it is.
Definitely a fun activity for them.
Yes.
Very sweet.
So what is the weather going to be looking like, Corrales?
Well, you might need the umbrella at hand, but fortunately not for all day, and we aren't expecting a huge washout because we have the chance for just a few isolated showers, especially if you live in areas north of the interstate. Otherwise, we're going to continue a gradual drying pattern throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70s, and after that, we are going to be seeing some dry weather.
Thank you for joining us, everyone. Have a great night.